Liam Fox believes that Hearts are in a relegation battle, and I believe that he is as daft as a brush. Basil Brush. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. If you don't get the pun there, then I don't know what to tell you. But I don't know what Liam Fox has been telling people and been telling reporters, because he has said that he thinks that Hearts are in a relegation battle for the remainder of this season, and he believes that the players are in trouble and the club are in trouble if they do not acknowledge that they are in a fight to preserve their Scottish Premiership status. And that is what Liam Fox thinks is happening for the remainder of the season. He thinks that they are in trouble, and he thinks they need to acknowledge that, or else they could find themselves in the Scottish Championship. Liam Fox, of course, will take charge of the club on an interim basis. Do I think he can get the job? Absolutely not. That's nothing against what he can do at the club in his last 4 games, or anything he's done previously in between the stint that he took over between Naismith and Neil Critchley. I just don't think that Liam Fox is going to get the job going forward, nor, to be fair, does he probably want the job or believe that he deserves the job going forward. But he did come out and say that he thinks Hearts are in a relegation battle, which for me is strange, because I just do not see it. But we'll have a look at his quote, we'll have a look at what he said, and then we'll have one look at the league table, because I just cannot envision Hearts getting dragged into this relegation battle. I just don't see a Hearts finish 11th. It would take a shocking run of form, and honestly, if Hearts did finish relegated, then that would look worse on Liam Fox than anything, because Hearts should not be losing the last 4 games. And it doesn't really tell me that Liam Fox has a lot of confidence in himself. That, I mean, he should be taking over the interim spell, and he should know that, here, this squad is good enough, but more importantly, I'm good enough as the interim manager to get Hearts over the line. I think the fact that he's come out and even spoken about potential relegation, that's not a good sign. That tells me that this guy's not convinced that he's good enough to keep Hearts up, which I think is shocking considering the position that Hearts are in and the form of some of the teams below them. But when he was asked if Hearts could be in a relegation battle, Liam Fox said, quote, "I could sit here and say to you this, that and the other, but the reality is I'm okay with saying that, because I think we are in a battle. I'm okay with the players knowing that, because that's where we are. I always like to be somebody that tells the truth and doesn't dress things up. I don't need to tell the players that, and I'm not going to tell the players that. If they don't realise that themselves, then we're in big trouble." End of quote. He then went on to speak about the risk that's involved and the game against Ross County. It's going to be tough. I mean, he went on to talk quite a lot, but he basically says that, look, we are in a relegation battle, and if the players don't acknowledge that, then the players in the club could be in trouble. He also went on to say that he'd be willing to risk what he's achieved at Hearts in order to be the interim manager, maybe alluding to the fact that if this goes horribly wrong and if he takes the club down, then his reputation pretty much would be ruined, which I think it probably would be, to be fair, but he's willing to take that risk. I think he's saying that because he actually knows deep down this isn't really a risk. Hearts will stay up. I think Liam Fox could be terrible and Hearts would stay up. I mean, I think you can make a case that there's a chance that, honestly, man, there's a chance that Hearts lose the last 4 games and still stay up. That's the way the points and the table's looking at the moment. And even if Hearts did finish 11th, I think you'd still fancy them over 2 legs to beat anybody in the Championship. So yeah, just for that reason alone, I don't really buy in to what Liam Fox is saying. However, if we do look at the Scottish Championship, the bottom half of it, Hearts currently on 40 points. Now, it is worth noting that Hearts have far superior goal difference to everybody else in the bottom 6. Hearts' goal difference will not be caught by anybody in the bottom 6, so that effectively gives Hearts an extra point. So Hearts are on 41 points technically, or you need to get 41 points to beat Hearts, pretty much, okay? So a team that ends up on 40 points ain't going to be enough to beat Hearts, just simply due to the goal difference. Now, Hearts have already lost to Dundee. Let's say Hearts are, let's just say, benefit the doubt. Motherwell go on and they are successful. Hearts ain't going to catch them. You've got Kilmarnock behind Hearts. If Kilmarnock beat Hearts, they would go on to 41 points. let's just say Kilmarnock do that. Let's say Kilmarnock finish above Hearts. Fair enough. Dundee, they've already beaten Hearts. They need a minimum of 4 points. That's assuming Hearts don't pick up anything. We're assuming here Hearts are losing their last 4 games. Dundee's already beat Hearts. They have to play Hearts. Dundee would need to pick up 4 points from somewhere to get ahead of Hearts. Is that going to happen? Not convinced. It could happen, but I'm not convinced. Ross County play Hearts this week. Let's say Ross County beat Hearts. That would take them on to 38. They would still need 3 more. They would need 3 more points. Ross County would need 3 more points in order to go above Hearts if they beat them at the weekend. I don't see that happening. Ross County's current form is shocking. I don't think they'll beat Hearts at the weekend, and even if they did, I'm not convinced there's another win in them. I'm not convinced. In St Johnstone, I mean, St Johnstone are 11 points behind Hearts. For St Johnstone to catch Hearts, they would actually need to win the last 4 games and Hearts to pick up nothing. That's the only way St Johnstone could finish above Hearts. So, I mean, just having a quick look at it, Hearts' chances of finishing last, not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. And the chances of them finishing 5th, very unlikely. Very unlikely. Kilmarnock, I think, could finish above Hearts. Other than that, though, I mean, Dundee's already played Hearts and they're still 3 behind with far inferior goal difference. So, yeah, look, I think Hearts could maybe finish 9th, 10th maybe, but I just don't see them finishing in the bottom 2. There's pretty much no chance in hell that they can finish last. And even if they do finish 11th, I still think they'll stay up in the playoffs. So, I disagree. I disagree with Liam Fox thinking that Hearts are in a relegation battle. Can I understand why he said it? Yes, because I think that he believes if he puts out there that Hearts are in a relegation battle and then he keeps them up, then it does. It makes what he's done look better. You know, even if he only comes in and let's say he picks up 2 wins and 2 defeats, that's, you know, straight down the middle, 50-50. It would 2 wins, 6 points would still be enough to put Hearts comfortably ahead of whoever finishes 11th. So therefore, he would look at it and he would go, look, we were in a relegation battle, but I came in the last 4 games, we managed to pull away. So by him claiming to be in a relegation battle, it can make his job, whatever he does, it'll make him look better because he's going to keep Hearts up. However, I just think that him coming in and saying that, it's not a good look, in my opinion. It's not a guy that is full of confidence or a guy that like truly believes that he is the man. Or because I just think that any good manager would come in, take over Hearts, and they would be really confident and they would have belief in their own ability that this team is way too good to go down. This team has got, you know, a decent advantage over the teams below them. To me, it's a negative. I really think it's a negative that Liam Fox has come out and said that. But, you know what? That is what it is. He said it. We'll see what happens this weekend. Who knows? If Ross County beat Hearts, then maybe I will begin to panic. But Ross County's form has been terrible lately. I don't see them beating anybody. But maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe I'll come back here Sunday night and I'll be talking about how Hearts are shite and Liam Fox is shite. And we'll have to wait and see. But I don't see it happening. I think Hearts will beat Ross County. And that will once and for all, you know, end any talk of a potential relegation battle for the Jambles. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know your thoughts down below. Do you think Hearts are in a relegation battle? Or do you think they're too far in front? Do you think their squad's too good? Let us know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, been Fog Football. Thanks for watching and peace.